For the Eagles defense to be successful in 2023, they're going to have to get contributions from their 2 first-round picks in Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. And last year, en route to Georgia winning the national championship, they were both really dominant players. Among Power 5 interior defensive linemen, Jalen Carter's 14.4% pressure rate ranked 3rd in the country last year. Nolan Smith, also really good. He had a 20% pressure rate last year for the Bulldogs. And coming up on today's Philadelphia Eagles Now, there's a report that after day 1 of training camp, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith are quote-unquote shocking the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to take a look at that. Also an update on Jordan Davis as well. But first, we're going live here in just a couple of hours, and this is the movement here. Everybody's hopping on board, even some of the Eagles players like Kenneth Gainwell. He can't wait to watch Eagles Now live at 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific right here on Thursday. I hope you all subscribe and join us. It's going to be an absolute blast. Today's show is presented by Manscaped. You can get 20% off and free shipping on all of the best and most elite men's grooming products at manscaped.com/chat. Use the promo code chat for that deal to apply. So on day 1 of training camp, Nolan Smith shocking his teammates. So too is his teammate from last year and now this year in Jalen Carter. We're breaking it all down here on the show. I'm Chase Sr. Thanks for being here. And to really summarize what Smith did yesterday at the NovaCare Complex today, walkthrough by the way, so not going to be a lot of practice reports coming out of South Philadelphia. On one of Smith's first reps, he put backup tight end Brady Russell on the ground and would have had a sack in a real live game. Then moments later, he was able to get another pressure, and he forced a red zone pick as Marcus Mariota got intercepted by Christian Ellis, who continues to turn heads throughout OTAs and now at the start of training camp. He wasn't done, though. He had a third pressure on Marcus Mariota as he was playing a lot with that second team. And Mariota tried to get out of the pocket on a scramble drill. He fumbled the football. So basically what Nolan Smith did, a sack, a pressure that led to an interception, and then another pressure that led to a turnover. That's basically 2 forced turnovers for Nolan Smith on his first day as a professional football player in training camp. Now, so far in camp, coming out of the organization, there are a lot of buzzwords that are being used to define him. His speed off the edge has reportedly been fascinating, according to his teammates as well as the coaching staff. Lane Johnson has not given up a sack, ladies and gentlemen, since November of 2020. He's the best right tackle in the game. He's going to be matched up with Nolan Smith at some point in training camp and in the preseason, right? So for him to say this about Smith, he also had some quotes about Jalen Carter. It does mean something. Lane train on Nolan. He's quick, man. Yeah, you have to be patient with him. He's a great athlete, but what I like about Nolan in the little time I've known him is that he works hard and he's always positive. Kind of has that Brandon Graham type of attitude, never has a bad day. Obviously, I'll think he'll learn a lot from Hassan Reddick, from Josh Sweat. He's been great so far. Another buzzword that I'm going to use, vivacious energy. Brandon Graham has always had this great personality, and he's able to really positively impact all of his cohorts, the players who he plays with, because, like Lane Johnson said, guy's never had a bad day in his life, always has a big smile. And I said this when Nolan Smith was drafted, from the clips I saw of him at Georgia, how he interacted with his teammates, the coaching staff, the call that he received from Nick Sirianni, Howie Roseman, and Sean Desai, and then what I've seen so far of him approaching the cameras outside of the practice facility saying, day 1, we're here, stuff like that. It is important, and to have a personality like that for this Eagles culture as a building block for this team moving forward, as part of this youth movement, I do think those types of things matter. So who will have the bigger year? We're about to talk about Jalen Carter. Will it be him or will it be Nolan Smith? Let us know right now in the comment section. As for what we're getting to next here on the show, we're going to talk about Jalen Carter. We're also going to talk about another Georgia Bulldog, a big report on Jordan Davis as well from John Clark of NBC Sports Philadelphia. First, though, today's show is presented by Manscaped. Have to give a shout out to our sponsor, which makes a lot of our coverage possible. 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/chat. promo code chat. I know a lot of you, like me, you've been spending a lot of time outside by the pool, and if that's the case, cannonballs! The summer, it's not about the size of those cannonballs, unless you're trying to impress somebody. It's about making a splash with our friends at Manscaped. You can prep for barbecue season by making sure your grill master has the hottest dogs the summer's ever seen. And when you're at the cookout, let the meat speak for itself with Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0. It's time to get ready and not sweaty by going to manscaped.com/chat. The Lawnmower 4.0 features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents, safeguard technology, interchangeable blades, and a battery life that lasts longer than the career up to this point of Elaine Johnson, Brandon Graham, Jason Kelsey, or Fletcher Cox, because they've been getting it done for a really, really long time. Lawnmower 4.0 is a great product because it allows you to trim your chest hair, your beard, below the waist, your back hair if you're a hairy dude. But as part of the Performance Package 4.0, you get the nose hair trimmer, which is great because who wants to talk to somebody with hair coming out of their nostrils? You get the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, the boxer briefs, some of the most comfortable boxer briefs that I have ever worn, and all of these products on sale right now using our link in our promo code, as I said, but you also get a free travel case thrown in there too. We're going to put that link in the comment section and in the description of this video, manscaped.com/chat, promo code chat for that deal to apply, allowing you to save money. So far in camp, yes, we're 1 day in, but we're talking Eagles rookie minicamp at this point. We're talking Eagles OTAs and now training camp. Jalen Carter so far is passing the eye test. And I said this at the moment when the Eagles drafted him at number 9. I think the Philadelphia Eagles may have gotten the best and most dominant player in this draft all the way at number 9. You can mark it down as another genius move by general manager Howie Roseman, who continues to do laps around other executives across the NFL. Like his Georgia teammate Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter has it going on so far early in camp for the Birds. He got second-team defensive tackle reps. He got off the ball quickly with that first step. He's also really powerful. Used a swim move to get past Landon Dickerson for a pressure. The Eagles' depth along that defensive line, it's going to allow them, I believe, to put together another really good defensive season. And I think that Sean Desai is going to get a little bit aggressive, maybe more aggressive than Jonathan Gannon. Jason Kelsey with a pretty telling note on Jalen Carter. He didn't have to block him, but he felt Carter, quote, make a drastic move on one play. And then Lane Johnson said this about the Eagles' first-round pick. Physically, he looks the part. Got to go against him a few times in the run game. He's stout. I'm anxious to see him out there. Hit him with Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox. Yeah, man. Let the big guys teach them and let the young guys feast. Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, they're going to be in the running, I believe, for Rookie Defensive Player of the Year. As for this on Jordan Davis, this is coming from John Clark. Every player, as we talked about yesterday on this Eagles roster, passed their conditioning test. And Jeff McLean has been covering the Eagles for 15 years. He said this is the healthiest he's ever seen them entering training camp. That's pretty notable. They were also top 5 in injury rate last year. A big reason for their success. And for Jordan Davis, needed to slim up the stamina, and just get in a little bit of better shape. John Clark reporting that Jordan Davis has been able to do that. The first-round pick from 2 years ago did a lot better on his conditioning test this year. Clark hears his conditioning heading into his second year is on another level right now. He looks great. He worked really hard at the facility all offseason. The Eagles defensive line, I'm getting excited about it just talking about some of these young cats, but some of these proven veterans as well. We can call them young bulls too for all my Philly homies out there. Most sacks in a season, this is all time. Last year, the Philadelphia Eagles were 3rd on this list. It was a historical season. Unfortunately, they couldn't get a sack in the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes thanks to the Sodfather. But 1984 Bears, they have the record for 72 sacks in a regular season. One more game now, but still pretty notable. 1989 Vikings was 71. Eagles was 70 last year. 87 Bears was 70. And then the 1985 Giants had 68. You lose Javon Hargrave's 11 sacks, but you replace Hargrave with a lot of really solid players. Like Contavious Street is a backup who's like on the roster bubble. he could play in this league. He's done that with the New Orleans Saints, the San Francisco 49ers, but you also replenish the defensive line with a lot of young guys as well. Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, can they make up for what you're losing with Javon Hargrave along that defensive line? Then Jordan Davis can also be pretty dominant. I'm not sure the sack numbers are going to be wild for Jordan Davis, but he's going to occupy double teams, allowing other guys to get one-on-one matchups. So will the Eagles have more sacks this year in 2023 than they did last year when they had 70? Let's play the over-under game. Just give me O for over, U for under. Get those votes into the comment section right now. And another reminder, Kenneth Gainwell, he's excited to watch the Philadelphia Eagles here. Philadelphia Eagles now live. We're going live today, 5 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you join us. Hit that sub button for year-round daily coverage of the Birds, and we'll catch you here in a few hours.